Yeah, I can't do it like Yogi can. I'm so sorry, y'all. I tried. Um, welcome to Walking 90. This show is gonna be a great one because we're talking transfers. And the best person to talk transfers with is none other than League One updater himself, Alex. But before we get to you, Alex, and you can introduce yourself, I'm going to introduce the guys with me. It is the mysterious man from far, far away, Brandon. Hi.
Hey, what's up? Long time no see.
I know.
Yeah.
How have you been, buddy? You got another kid? What do we got here? What are we doing?
I got a new job. So I got a new
Ooh. Oh,
job.
yeah, that's true.
And so a lot of big stuff happening there. Really excited about it. So moving right along.
And we have the wonderful, ever-present Kyle. How are you today?
I'm getting by. I guess I'm going with coffee shop aesthetic vibe today. That's been the vibe.
It's working for you. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna let you have it for today.
Thank you.
Tomorrow we'll have to talk about them glasses.
I like the glasses though. Whoa. The glasses are staying. I need to see.
That's what you got stuck on? Okay.
Yes.
And the one and only League One updater, tracker extraordinaire, Alex. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
I like the jersey, by the way.
I feel like the guy going to the concert wearing the t-shirt of the band I'm going to see.
Nah, it's all right. I like it.
It's the first time I've got to wear it.
Is it? How do you like it?
I like it. I've gained a little weight since I bought it, so it's kind of tight, but it's I like it. Yeah.
Are you ready for the second one?
Take my money.
I'm here for you. So, as we talked about beforehand, we are talking transfers. The big ones, the small ones, the confusing ones, and everything in between, because teams are still out here making questionable moves. And, we got to talk about it because that's what we do. We here for the people, and the people want to hear our hot takes about Jake Keegan. So we're just going to go right down the line. We've picked some of our favorite transfers from the offseason, courtesy of the wonderful tracker that Alex created. If you have not seen it, I advise you to pull it up because it's very in-depth and it's very, very good. And I use that for my notes because I was like, this right here is going to be massive. So Brandon, why don't you start us off with the first one?
All righty, you got it. If I can get the thing to work. All right. Yeah, so first up, we have Jose Correa Garcia from Central Valley Fuego, which I don't think that really needs much of an introduction, right? Like one of the best midfielders in the league. One of the only players currently signed for Fuego. So definitely leading the pack at this point, right? Like we have an incredible midfielder here who's somebody to obviously build around. So he's going to be really exciting. And I'm personally really excited to see him bounce back this year. So,
yeah, it was kind of hard finding a Fuego player. I was like, well, they have 4 dudes. But if you're going to have anyone to build around Jose Correa Garcia, I thought would be a good pick. He kind of had us underwhelming and disappointing 2023, and we saw what in Chattanooga in 2022 when they made the title, like how good he could be and how instrumental he could be, and we thought that would help out Fuego, and it just didn't work. And I don't know if it's just lack of good tactics, lack of quality players around. I don't know. So I'm hoping that this is going to be someone that should have a rebound this year, and if Fuego wants to see any semblance of success, competency, it's going to have to start with him. And that's probably going to be someone that Tremaine Jones is going to have to build the squad around because, again, there's 4 people.
Yeah, and they've got some more players coming. If you want to preview, go to his Instagram tonight. He gave one away. I'm not going to give it away on the air, but
I'm not going to give away, but I'm going to look right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great one to build around. I think he signed a 2-year deal last year, from what I think I heard him say that on a different interview. But yeah, if you're going to build around somebody, that's the one to do it. I just hope that Jermaine Jones has some tricks up his sleeve that we can find out in the next few weeks.
I mean, great way to lead into our next person. they signed fucking Jermaine Jones. Like, and he came about it in the best way possible. Like, he took the pathway. He showed what the pathway could be like for a player to go from playing to coach. And it's really cool to see. He's really wants to get after it just for based on some of the interviews I've seen him do. He was at the coaches convention in Anaheim, and he was just very, very excited about just like being able to implement his style. And that's gonna be honestly the biggest signing they have this year, if it's me. Because if you grew up in US soccer, especially in men's soccer, and you saw him play and he was that fierce, grimy player that was just gonna get stuck in every chance he got. He was putting up like one half of games because he got a red card, but he showed you that they weren't nothing to fuck with. That's the type of guy that Jermaine Jones was. And sometimes you just want to play for that coach that's gonna understand that. And I'm excited for that one. That's my true big signing.
Yeah, and apparently he had to apply for the job like he was in the stack of the 400 applications that Fuego received, and went through that entire process.
Look who it is!
Hey,
I thought we were starting the show at 9:30.
We said 9.
I swore I was sitting on my couch watching Love and Hip Hop, which, by the way, which is glorious ghettofied TV. I absolutely love it. I swore I thought we said 9:30. Like in my head, I had 9:30. Like, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go upstairs, give me some Reese's Pieces. I'm good to go. I hop on, Sensei live. I'm like, what the fuck?
How do you come in immediately? I love it.
We don't even know what we're talking about, but fuck that.
So you thought we were recording? You thought we were starting at 9:30, which means it would have been 9:45.
Right, Alex. I'm sorry. This is. If you're new to this show, this is the antics you're gonna get.
No,
This is because if I show up at 9:15 and we said 9:30, I was still. Y'all niggas was early.
And for those of you that are putting betting odds today, it was Yogi's turn to derail the show and not me. So if you had bet Yogi, congratulations, cash in your ticket.
That was great. Thank you.
Well, Yogi,
we're talking about Jermaine Jones.
Do you have access to the spreadsheet?
How we do? Why? What I do?
I love this so much. I missed this. This is great. Thank you.
This is why USL League One need to pay for us to go to every game. Y'all definitely text me. Hey, I have my phone on sleep mode. I'm sorry.
Alex, you want to kick us off with the next one from Charlotte?
Yeah, Omar Sis. Charlotte somehow keeps convincing these hot players to resign year after year. I don't know how they do it. I don't know why Omar Sis is still there, as opposed to like moving up. But yeah, like as you all said in the sheet, he's one of the best box-to-box midfielders in the league. Like how does Charlotte keep signing these people?
Their owner is rich, but he's racist, so he knew better than keep his mouth shut.
I mean, honestly, you could say that about all of the ones that we like. Trezor Mbuyu, how is he still in League One?
So that one is easier because he's from Charlotte. He's like a Charlotte local, probably getting a hometown like from Charlotte, doesn't want to go anywhere else and is comfortable.
That's crazy.
Should be playing somewhere else. Should be playing the championship.
He could go to.
Yeah.
You find the right lower MLS team that needs someone that can put the ball in the back of the net.
It's a hometown discount if I ever saw one.
Kelly. Right. Good. He ain't Dane Kelly. Okay.
What do you mean? He could.
I take that back. He probably could score a goal or two for DC United.
Thank you.
Yeah,
There is potential there. That's what I'm saying. Like he could really go. Thinking about do you know how hard it is to miss the playoffs in MLS? Thinking about the teams that did, he could easily fit into those, like, no problem. So yeah, DC. Actually, he could go to New York Red Bulls because they barely made it in, and here we are.
Either way, he's too good to be in this league, but
Him and Sis, yes, but yes.
Yeah.
no, Sis is really the one. Like, I would thought after what was it, back-to-back Young Player of the Year nominations and actually getting one, like I'm sure like a championship team would have been coming. Like, and the fact that Charlotte is like, hey, we'll pay you top, stay here.
Crazy.
It must be something about living in Charlotte and then the money that team is paying, despite getting like 500 people in attendance.
That right there is like, you're willing to, whatever money you're making, you're willing to make that to play in front of what, max 500.
hey,
The
you know
numbers
what?
are inflated,
yeah,
but
You
Gabriel
cannot
Obertan-
say
Gabriel
that
Obertan.
owner doesn't at least want the players to. He does not. You're not going to say he's cheap. He's
That's-
a lot of shitty things.
Yeah, no, he's not.
cheap.
Like,
Not
what was it, Overton?
cheap.
Overton, like I
yeah.
heard him on an interview. He said that he would play at Charlotte as long as they will have him, because I think his wife has like a connection to Charlotte, so like they just live there, and he's like, well, I'm here, and if you're gonna pay me, I'll play. I'll keep playing as long as you want me.
Charlotte's going to have both the oldest midfield and the best, like, a talented midfield. Because then you got, like, Sis over here, and then you got the whatever's left over of Ibarra and Oberton trying their best.
I mean, Ibarra makes sense because he's still trying to get into.
It's not happening, buddy.
He's still trying to get into Charlotte FC, and I'm like, dude, like,
That dream's dead.
yeah, man, you got to let that one go. But
That-
still, those two are the biggest ones for me. But there is a third one in there that we did pick. So Yogi, you want to talk about Hugh?
I really don't.
You wrote it.
I know, but I don't. But it hurts. So for those who don't know, Hugh Roberts, a personal friend of mine, was a former Richmond kicker. And the team announced, I mean, he did go to Charlotte and whatnot. Announced that he was deciding to play for Charlotte, which I get. Like, I believe his wife is from Charlotte. He played for Charlotte in the USL Championship up there. Had some relative success. For me, as a Richmond kicker fan, it would have been great to have Hugh come back. But we've talked about it before. Richmond, isn't big spenders in the market on free agents. Charlotte is. And it makes sense. I think one of the things that really hampered Charlotte last year was their back line. I mean, Duty was good, but there were still some holes in there. Definitely Clay Dimmick missed some time, and you could really tell that it really hindered that back line. So having Hugh in there, he's still very mobile. I watched him and play for Monterey Bay. Still very mobile as a center back, strong in the air, and can still pass out of the back and for a good range. And honestly, in League One, he's probably will be one of the better center backs. Like, if you want a center back who compare him to, I would say Jalen Crisler. Like, pretty much same mold, same size. One is just white, the other one's just black, and they're the same.
All right.
So, for you.
That was a lot of passion, and I appreciate it. I know it hurt. I know.
Yeah, that first game's gonna suck.
Kyle, let's move on to Chattanooga because this one's good.
Yeah. So I was on League One Under the Sea with so I did that recent episode, and they were asking, okay, what team? Because normally you can pass the baton. So I said, pass it over to Chattanooga because that team has been interesting. Like, they had an interesting offseason where they had a bad year. They got a rebuild. Yeah. They kept the coach from the academy.
Hey,
and
oh, okay.
What?
My line brother just called me. I forgot that my phone is connected to my laptop, so it automatically answered. and I hit Ed, and he was like, "Yeah," and he was about to say the wild injury stuff. I could tell.
This is a professional podcast.
Oh, to the highest degree.
Anyway, Ricky Ruiz. Chattanooga had a very interesting offseason where it actually seems like they're trying to improve themselves, which is a good thing. Ricky Ruiz, he's back. It'll be interesting to see how much, because he was that guy in Chattanooga. It was like him, like that team, looking back, it was a very talented team, which is why North Carolina took half their players. But I think Ricky Ruiz is going to be one of those players that is going to link everything for them. And they got some pretty talented strikers already there. So honestly, like Chattanooga's going to be one of the more improved teams, I think, this year. And I think moves like this and some of the other ones we're talking about are going to be why. Like I would not like, don't be surprised if Chattanooga's a lot better than last year.
Yeah, I mean, if Mensa and Marsh had 12 goals apiece with just
Nothing.
Jonathan Felipe for the last half of the year, well, it's blows my mind what they're going to do this year.
That's insane. Oh boy, yeah, I'm gonna hate Chattanooga again.
Well, you could only, to be fair, you could really only go up from where they were with that whole rebuild. So it's not like
Was it even a rebuild? Like I feel like they just let players go. It was like, hey, look, after everything happens, come back. You know.
It was like they like tanked, like they were like trying to get a good pick in the NFL draft or something. But
Right.
remember, like they didn't have an NFL draft.
It was like, hey, y'all, we gonna tank. This, sir, this isn't the NFL. Hey,
I mean, they were a mess.
We're going to tank for what?
What, like they went through 3 coaches last year.
3. Did I miss
Was
one?
it 2? 2.
Well, no. So
Oh.
yes, no, it was 3 because
3.
they
Yeah, it
had-
was 3.
They had the one that
Yeah,
they
it was
hired.
It
He
was
got
the
fired.
star coach. Then you had Jimmy, Cash App Jimmy come back.
He got sick.
Yeah, and there's the new coach from Park City.
McKenzie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like when McKenzie took over, they kind of got hot.
They did because they had someone that actually knew tactics.
And was familiar with the team, probably because they were also doing their academy team, 2 team, whatever it was. So
Yeah,
he's
full
a smart
season,
dude.
they're going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck.
No Rafa to haunt your dreams.
I know, but now Ricky's back and annoying me. I had to make sure Rafa was gone because I'm like, yo, he's gonna come back somewhere.
it's gonna be the Pepe with me. It's gonna be like me with Ricardo Pepe, where it's like even when he was gone, he came back.
No, he's happy with me. I will take
Right.
good care of him.
You say that. And halfway through the year, y'all gonna loan him down to League One.
I kind of
He's
need
gonna
him.
rack up 10 assists against Richmond, and I'm gonna get on the podcast with y'all and be like, "This league, I'm done."
And we're gonna get the hater parlay happen again.
Hey,
Hey, ain't gonna lie, that hater parlay was popping.
it kind of scared me because it was like there was like 25 minutes of the season where it actually could have happened, and I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel. I don't like him because he wished it and and it happened, and
I was ready for it.
I was ready to come to Richmond and fight you with love, but I was ready for it.
Won't gonna be the first
So the
one.
other Chattanooga signings.
Oh yeah.
And then the last one, TJ Bush coming
We
over.
didn't even talk about the other one. What
Which
is the
one?
last
Oh,
Leo
snap.
Fola?
I didn't even see Fola. I'm sorry. Oh, snap.
Much like Noko, who didn't see him leave.
Damn, that was rough.
Hey man, Noko was for certain thought they was gonna resign him. As soon as Chattanooga came back, he just blocked Noko and was like, "Hey man, how you doing? I'm back."
New year, knew him. Is that
Yeah,
what you're
that man
saying?
cheated and came back. But no, I mean, Fola and TJ Bush, I mean, it's 2 good pickups. Like, I think the goalkeeper situation for Chattanooga can't get much worse than what it was last year. Like, they had decent goalkeepers, but the whole defense was just a mess. So you really just, once again, you solidified those 2 spots. Like, if I could give you a top 10 center back in this league and a top 15 or a top 10 goalkeeper, we're not taking that based on what you had last year.
That's fair. I mean, I guess my main question is where do you see this Chattanooga team falling in the season? Like, I don't want to go too early into predictions because we do have an episode coming for that. But
I would say
they definitely improved in a lot of places, like you said. So
I was gonna say I could see them being a playoff team, but that really doesn't mean shit. So
Yeah.
no.
almost
I'll
everyone
tell
makes
you like
the
this:
playoff.
they are a team that I would have as a favorite for the in-season tournament because it suits them.
oh, I forgot about that tournament.
Yeah, but it suits them. Like they don't care about defense, but like we said, like they're two strikers can outscore anyone.
Mhm.
Like they are the African Splash Brothers.
Wow. I mean, first place, that feels very ambitious, but I love the confidence of teams, of fans in their teams. If I'm the same way, I'm like, my team is going 4-0. We're winning 8-3, and we're top of the league. Okay, that's the mentality I take with me. So I get it.
They got to prove to me they win. I ain't seen them win in 6 months.
You mean Chatta or Richmond?
Richmond.
Oh, okay.
They can win first.
So we just went through how many teams? 3 teams so far out of a league of more than that, because 12. That was all.
More.
Somebody win a trophy and go up a league and be like, how many
That's
teams are
math.
there?
That's math right there.
Sound broke to me.
Also, we lost Alex, and is he coming back? Did he just decide, you know what, fuck this, I'm out?
I will find out when he pops back up.
All right.
Hey, see, look at
There
that.
he is.
There.
So we just went through 3 teams out of 12 because I just found out there's 12.
There's always.
I'm kidding.
Damn it.
Let's talk about those 3 teams a little bit more in depth here because we've got a little bit of time to kill. Central Valley, we understand, only has 3 people. 4. I shortchanged.
4 players.
I'm sorry about that. 4 players and a Jermaine Jones. Charlotte has bought back a very solid core that we all didn't think was going to happen. And Chattanooga said, fuck your feelings. We're taking the whole league and we're taking everybody from it. How do we feel about those 3 teams just on a transfer setting?
I think Fuego is too early to tell. Like they're probably not going to release more until maybe later in the preseason. Charlotte, I think if you're a Charlotte fan, I mean, outside of Lexington, you're probably the most confident fan of your team doing well. The only concern is Obiton and Ibarra staying healthy because those are key parts of your midfield. And, you know, can the rest – can you have other parts step up to give them the rest that they need to be effective later in the season? And then for Chattanooga, I mean, you're kind of back to where you were before last season. Like I said, like you got a top 10 center back, you got a top 15 goalkeeper, you got a proven assist maker in League One. Pair that with the 2 strikers you got, and you're going to be competitive in a lot of games.
Here's my question about Charlotte. Have they, and Alex will probably know better than me, have they signed anybody new?
Just Hugh Roberts.
Yeah, just Hugh, right?
Roberts. Yep.
They have no striker. They just have Trezor Mbuyu, plays on the wing. They have no striker right now.
Oh,
Which, again, like they took a year to announce all their other players.
That's Corey Bennett and Dane Kelly are unsigned right now, and that's 14 goals from last year.
Yeah. Like, when do they start announcing the rest of the team? That's what I'm really curious about with them. It's like they have so many amazing players from last year that, like, again, totally agree. They should have all the confidence in the world, but like they're almost as silent as Fuego, other than like the players they've already brought back. It's just really interesting to me. Like, are we going to see Dan Kelly again? Is Dan Kelly going to be back?
But that's kind of their MO, right? They did this
100%.
last year. Yeah. So we didn't know they had a
I-
squad until they had a squad, and all of a sudden we're like on the field, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, Kelly was, I think, their last signing last year.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
almost.
I
the
think he
season
literally
almost
signed like
started.
3 days before the season started.
Yeah.
So
I think with Charlotte right now, they're probably going to be a team that, once again, probably really bad on the road, pretty good at home, will score a lot of goals. Defending will be optional unless Austin Pack saves them. I do have concerns about their defensive depth, but I think now after the last 2 years, I'm kind of in they're probably going to hover somewhere in like the 4 to 7 range. And that's probably where they're going to be no matter what. Like I said, I have concerns about that defensive depth just because I don't know how long Dimmick is. I don't know if he's fully recovered yet, but I know his injury was a pretty serious one. I don't like, yes, they have Hugh Roberts, but you're kind of relying on him, which, okay, that's fine. Is Shipman back? Or not? No, Spielman.
Nick Spielman is, yes, he resigned.
Okay, so at least you have him. So it's like they have guys, but if one of them gets hurt, then it's like I don't know.
Yeah, Hector Acosta was like the big depth defenseman that they lost.
He's not coming back for sure.
Yeah.
all right.
Carson Tallboys, but I don't think he really played much last year.
It's gonna be fun.
all right, let's move on to our next 3 teams. First up, Forward Madison.
Pretty happy with their offseason. Can't lie.
Oh, I'm sure you're very happy. As a matter of fact, Brandon, why don't you
Yeah.
start us off with
Sure.
Juan?
I mean, again, that's another one. Like, it doesn't need an introduction. Juan Glendrez, like, top goal scorer for Chattanooga when in his time there. And he wasn't even the starter. Like, literally came off the bench, was the top goal scorer for Chattanooga. And now he gets to play alongside Christian Chaney. So, like, the fact that you've got 2 incredibly proven goal scorers on this team to help each other, hopefully help each other score goals and get the team get, I guess, higher up on that goal scoring chart. That's going to be big for Madison's chances, not just in the playoffs, because again, like I said earlier, I'm not sure the playoffs, like that's not as much of a signifier as success anymore, because like everybody gets in the playoffs now. But like having people who can pop up at any moment with a goal, especially someone like Juan Galindrez, who, like, if I remember correctly, like in 2021 and 2022, half of his goals were scored like in the last 15 minutes of games, at least. And so having someone like that, massive for a team, because I mean that could totally change the game for Madison, as long as Juan and Chaney are cool with sharing minutes with each other. I think that's my big question. Are they cool with it?
Yeah, like, are they going to play alongside each other, or are they going to back each other up? And is that going to be okay? Because I've heard, obviously, I think they both want starting minutes. So, yeah, if they can play alongside each other, that's dangerous.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised, at least, if he plays, if not necessarily replaces Jaden Onen, but he's one of those like 3 attackers up top that Madison normally went out with. So, and I know last year was kind of like Jaden Onen, Nazim Bartman, and Chaney, or Morris Sachero. So I wouldn't be surprised if Galindrez is out there with Chaney. And I mean, that was probably one of the biggest things Matt Glazer was saying at the end of the year. He was saying, we need another guy that can provide goals and help out, because it can't just fall on Christian Chaney. So to get Galindrez, it's like, oh shit, all right, that'll do. We'll see. We'll see how long before we get some Bad Bunny lyrics tweeted and he gets pissed off at us. But for the time being, if he scores goals or provides assists, everyone's gonna be happy.
Wow. Okay. And I guess that leads into who we were hoping was going to be his strike partner, Chaney. That is a really good re-signing for Madison, because they needed the goals. He was the goals. So, like, there's really nothing else to say about that one. You needed him and you got him back, and it was touch and go there for a moment. So, props to y'all.
And he scored 10 goals, and he probably could have easily scored another 5 or 6. He had some chances he could have finished. So hopefully we get up closer to 15, 16 range. But no, it's It's huge. I mean, like I said, with Ford Madison bringing back a lot of their core, it was kind of in my feeling, Ford Madison's thinking, if we put our best 11 out there, we could beat anyone.
Ford Madison is YSL. That's all I got to say about their transfers.
Beat anyone? I mean, you could keep up with them for sure.
I don't know why you keep saying it's Ford Madison's YSL when you got a whole ass team in North Carolina that doesn't even bring fans in.
Whoa!
That's throwing money. I'm not talking about you. You're not in US
Oh.
League One anymore. This does not involve you.
Oh, okay. Let me mute real quick.
Yeah, you got a whole ass team that has no fans showing up, yet they're able to just throw money left and right. I want to know what's going on in Lexington. Like, who are these owners? Like,
look, Lexington owner, we can explain that he bet money on horses. Like, I'm pretty sure he played his light bill with the horses. I can explain that. That's fine. Fort Knox the same way. That whole team is nothing but Fort Knox money. That's fine. Charlotte, their owner's racing. That's old slave money. Fort Madison is YSL. I don't give a damn what y'all say up there. Y'all ain't selling that many goddamn jerseys to go out here, re-sign Cheney, sign Galindres. Who else y'all got?
I mean, the Sharif DA that we just signed.
Drug money. Who else?
Devin Boyce.
Villalobos.
Villalobos.
Stephen Payne.
No.
Brought back Stephen Payne. Brought back Derek Gebhardt. Brought back Mitch Osmond.
Marijuana, crack cocaine. Y'all like goddamn Ronald Reagan in the 80s.
Couldn't pay for Jaden Nolan though.
Oh,
He was the casualty. He was the snitch. He had to go. He was talking too much, not producing enough of the block. He had to go. Piss me off, man. I swear.
first of all, chill on me, Gio.
when I saw the Lindgren got signed, I was just like, I really need USL League One to have a what's that show? What's that show that NFL does? During the off season.
Hard Knocks.
Yes, I need them to do a Hard Knocks for Fort Madison because I know Galindres gonna piss somebody off. I can't wait for them Bad Bunny tweets to start coming out and he start posting Facebook videos in Spanish. Oh, the first moment Glazer don't start him. That boy about to go Bad Bunny. He about to go to the Royal Rumble as Cody Rhodes run. He gonna finish the story himself. And it's gonna be hilarious.
So then who is the Rock and comes in and just steals that moment?
Cheney.
I was about to say it's got to be Cheney, right?
Cheney.
I didn't understand a single moment of that, but I got that reference, and I'm proud of myself. A Chattanooga Hard Knocks would also be
No, it's got to be Fuego. It has to be Fuego.
Nah, we don't need to check. I'm telling you, Lexington and Fort Madison are the two that get behind the scenes.
No,
I want to see
Fuego.
that.
I need Fuego. I want Jermaine Jones content. Damn it.
Yeah, honestly, I would pay good money for that Fuego one.
Yeah, but are you only watching it for him?
Yes.
Yes.
It's Jermaine Jones.
I'm trying to think of that. Like,
I absolutely would watch anything Jermaine
People
Jones
were watching
produced.
Welcome to Wrexham just because Ryan Reynolds was in it. Like, no, people.
yeah,
watch
no,
one
you're
person.
right. You're right.
Ah,
Right. Because
Like,
I can see
I think that's a
Jermaine,
huge
like
miss on
some
their part.
Thierry Henry shit. Being like, this is how you fucking do it. And then smacks that bitch upper 90.
See,
Like, I'm sorry, coach.
How have we only gotten through one team in this second part?
2 minutes.
none of that is surprising.
Ebony said, "Oh, we got plenty of time." Then
And then
That was the biggest lie I've heard today.
that was such a lie. We snuck in 3 Greenville ones, so we might as well get into it. And I
That's
know
wild.
it had to come. I know one of them had to come from Alex. So, Alex, do you want to start us off?
Which one?
Oliver.
Did I
I
did
don't
not
know.
put
Did
that
you?
there. No, I did
feel-
not.
I was gonna say that one seems like a Brandon
I think
one.
that's Brandon because
Ah.
I don't know much about
anyone
Oliver.
anyone from college. I'm putting that on Brandon because he has more info on that.
No, Oliver Hall, he played for SMU last year, super competitive team in the NCAA, and he also played for Texas United, another really competitive USL2 team. I'm really excited about him just because, traditionally, Greenville defenders are like we're going to kick your ass. And then we're going to lump the ball back up the field as hard as we can traditionally, right? We're going to knock you out, and we're going to knock the ball back up the field. And so Oliver brings a lot of he just brings a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? He adds some flair to the back line, basically. He's an incredible passer. Like, if you watch his highlights at SMU and Texas United, just an absolutely incredible passer of the ball. He's going to add a ton to kind of keeping us having possession and breaking lines. And so it kind of differentiates Rick already from some old John Harkes tactics. And it kind of gives me the idea that we're going to be switching up our formation in general, that we won't be doing a back four at all this year, possibly.
Do y'all have the facilities to not do a back four?
We did it a lot last year. And so I think one of the big things we were missing is someone like Oliver. And so I'm telling you, he was probably one of the best passers from the back in the NCAA. You're going to watch him come the start of the season. You're like, oh my gosh, this dude can pass. I'm telling you. So he's probably actually my favorite signing, even though there are probably some better ones.
I'm kind of shocked. I didn't watch a lot of Greenville games unless they were playing in CFC. Not gonna lie, because it was the same thing from years before, and I'm like, I don't want to see the same product over and over again. I want to change it up. So I'm excited to see that one then, because it sounds like he could be fun.
Yeah,
I have a nickname for Greenville. This is Stella got her groove back. This is what Greenville. It's a fun team on paper, man. I was like, oh shit, we can play progressive passes now. That's what it seemed like happened.
I also just can't take you seriously right now with your fucking name.
We were on time. So I'm assuming that Brandon put all of these Greenville ones in. Okay. So, you might as well keep it going because
keep it going. Sebastian Velasquez. Velasquez. What am I? Velasquez. What am I?
Ooh.
Oh my God. Velasquez. He's played MLS, played in Israel, played USL Championship. Just an incredible player. He's probably going to be our 10 and replacing Lucas Coutinho. And I think it's going to be big if he can stay healthy. That's my big thing. If he can stay healthy, he's going to be dangerous. Now that's, I don't think he's played a full season in a while, which is my big worry. But but when he is playing, he's probably one of the most dangerous players on the field. So I'm excited about him. And then Leonardo Castro re-signing him is huge. He's the target forward we've been looking for years. And when we signed him last year, you saw him play. It was just he had a pedigree above everybody else. I remember there was a story about how he got signed. He actually played in the friendly for against Atlanta United 2, and he got one touch and scored an outside the box, outside of the foot shot on his first touch. And they were like, okay, John was like, we're signing him right now. That's all I need to see. We're done here. Let's get the paperwork done. And literally he was back in the States in 2 weeks, with the paperwork signed, visa taken care of, everything. And so, he's going to be huge again this year, I think. So,
and he's committed from what I heard. Did he sign for 2 years or just one?
Last year he signed for 2 years.
Yeah. This is his home.
Yeah, his family's here and everything. So.
I feel like he's going to be an itch, under the radar, up there in the Golden Boot kind of thing. I feel like Diouf is the early front runner, and then you're kind of looking at Cheney. You're kind of looking at even Steven Dos Santos, and you're looking at some of these other guys, and then it's kind of I feel like Castro is going to be right around there as well.
Yeah, he just adds so much to our team. We never scored on set pieces before last year, and all of a sudden we're top of the set piece scoring chart for the entire league. So I'm excited to have him back. Really, really excited. He brings so much. So.
And then the other green team, because I'm not counting that bolt, whatever color Omaha is. Lexington, they bought back Diouf, and I hope that he got the biggest bag he could, because there's no way in hell he should still be in League One.
Yes, Yogi.
Can I ask y'all a question? And I'm trying to be serious right now.
Okay.
The way how Lexington is moving this offseason and their fans, which granted they deserve the hype, does this not remind you of Texas? Like Texas football? Like every year, Texas is like a top 5, top 10 program. And then through the year, something dumb would happen. Like they'll lose a game to Texas Tech or something. And it would derail the entire program. Like, doesn't it feel like Lexington's on that verge?
I would say more Notre Dame.
Bingo. There you go. I like that a little bit more. Yeah, no, like I like all their signings, but this is a complete 180 from the team, how it was presented to us to now. Because they literally took the NCFC approach of, yeah, the kids. Pay the money.
Hey, we did it. We were very cordial about it in our final season. Okay.
No more failed daycare for 2 years. It was like, oh, these are the taxes. Yeah, no.
You're not gonna come. We're not even in this league anymore. You can't even mess with us anymore.
Why are you on this show?
Leave me alone.
No, I think with, and we'll talk about this on the other side, with Lexington, it did feel very much like, okay, let's just take the best attacking players from the league and add them to a really good attacking player. And then we're going to try and just follow North Carolina. Because North Carolina was basically the same way. It was, okay, we got Alexander said it, we got Garrett McLaughlin. Let's just add a bunch of other good attackers to this team and see what the fuck happens. And it worked. And I think Lexington saw was like, that seems like a good idea. We should try that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it is. I mean, you added what a state legend in Cam Lassiter, who I don't know if he's going to be a game in, game out starter, but he'll provide some solid minutes, like 30 to 40 minutes a game. Probably.
Wait, Lancaster?
Yeah.
You
think he's going to be a starter, like a game in, game out starter?
Who, Lancaster?
Yes.
No, I see. He's a good player. Like, let's not discredit that. He's really good. He's done some great things in Louisville, but his reputation around several leagues is that if things are going bad, he's a terrible locker room guy. They didn't care in Louisville. They did sponge teeth. They don't give a shit about anything in Louisville.
Well, they're also winning.
Yeah, and they were winning, so they didn't care. They don't care. It's what happens when you don't. And that guy it comes with, like, the wins are great, but when you don't win and you see that team all of a sudden get very discouraged, that's going to be very hard on a young team. This is their second year. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Yeah. But he's going to provide great attack for them. He did a really good job. But the fact that you let go of all of that success and your legend status in Louisville says a lot.
It kind of gives me a slightly better version of Dane Kelly, where it's kind of like, okay, you really made your mark in this league, and now you're coming down, and part of me wonders, like, are you expected to just be able to take this league by storm? Is that what you're expecting, or are you expecting it? I don't know. But as we saw Dane Kelly, it's like, well, no, like the talent gap between League One and Championship is a lot closer than a lot of people will give it credit for. Or at least people that don't follow the two leagues closely.
Yeah, Dane Kelly still put up 8 goals last year, and that's still a significant amount.
Hey, Alex or Brandon, do you guys know, like, has Lexington made any significant defensive signings? Because last year, like, their defense was
why defend when you can score 8?
Yeah,
that's true.
They brought in Corrales, Mendez, Ekon, all from Championship.
Okay.
Christian Lu Young from NCFC.
That's also like, I'm not saying he's bad, but like,
yeah, he was depth.
Yeah.
So what it seems like Lexington is, like, they're very much on the edge of, we are going boom or bust. Like, either this is going to work, or halfway through the season, we're gonna blow this team up.
I mean, they have a budget that's probably double the next highest.
Yeah,
That's a lot of pressure.
Mhm.
and I don't know. That's
Cameron
just,
Lancaster, I'm pretty sure he probably walks in the highest paid player in the league.
oh,
So that's
for
what,
sure.
high 6?
I don't know what that, but
I would say so. I would say so.
High 6 is respectable, especially for League One. I still can't say if that's worth it or not for Lancaster, purely just because of the off the field.
I think
Like-
for what Lexington is, like they're still a new club, and it's kind of just like, all right, if we could get this local legend in to the club, like we might get some Louisville fans here and have some fun. But it's also kind of just like, I don't know, man. It's a team that on paper look like they should run League One, but we'll see how it is when they line up on day one. It's gonna
This
be-
is why I feel like
last year we
this
said-
is.
yeah.
Oh, this is a league. This seems like the team that's going to take League One Cup seriously
Mhm.
because scoring goals is going to be more of a priority, and I think they're going to take that League One Cup very seriously, and especially because they're playing Madison, they're playing Knoxville. So I think they're gonna be the team that I feel like takes. I feel like teams will take the cup seriously, but I feel like they're the ones that are going to really go for it with all these attacking quality players.
Well, and that's how Darren's always been too, right? I mean, remember him at Fort Lauderdale, like they were super attacking, but they were so exposed on the counter, and we're constantly getting scored on. It was the same thing as playing against Chattanooga. Like we're going to try and score 4 in hopes that you don't score 5. Right. And I don't know. That's the thing. Like, I mean, they got a lot of championship players in that are on defense. I mean, granted, they're really solid, but that's what I'm really interested to see. It's like they're so attacking, and if they can stay solid, I mean, they brought a lot of really great players in both midfield and defense. But like, I think you're right. The main focus is that cup. It's got to be.
I wonder how much of if they're going to do what with Tate Robinson, kind of like what Noko did with Arthur Rogers, where they technically have him as a defender, but really he's probably going to be more like wingback / midfielder.
yeah. If you look at the end of last season, he was already being moved up to the left side, left wing, left midfielder. And like with the depth that they have with defenders right now, like that's got to be where they're going to play him this year.
All right.
And then the other signing that we haven't gotten, Jaden Onan, I put that one on there just because if he is dialed in and healthy, he's going to be really fucking good. But it's just a matter of, can he stay healthy enough? Because he missed games due to injury, missed games randomly, just wasn't in the squad. But if he's healthy and dialed in, that is going to be a very, very, like, the talent is there. Like, he's one of those, he's very, very talented. He just needs to put it all together consistently.
All right.
But
Well-
even if not, like look at their depth. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And that's the thing that really impresses me about Lexington. It's like the amount of depth, but also like this is a brand new squad from last year. Like I think they're the team that got the most turnover, right?
Probably out of the starting lineup, yeah. Because I mean, basically from who that started last year, are they like? Did they bring back both keepers?
Nico
Diouf.
Brown, Diouf, Tate Robertson,
That's
Eric Seja Gonzalez, and Kalen Fox.
Okay.
yeah, but it's still like in terms of the starting 11, it's probably gonna be a much different starting 11 than what we saw last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Nico Brown and like as a depth option at this point. I mean,
All right.
But it is
Well-
interesting because I feel like with these 3 teams, like Lexington went with the we're going all in, like stock up and attack. Greenville went with the keep what's there, trust this new guy, like trust the coach with some tweaks. And Ford Madison went with we're banking on our core doing something special. I feel like that's kind of what the 3 teams showed in the transfer.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, since Eb not here, I guess I'll take over. Next we got up is Noco, the Hellstorm, finished pretty well. Anyone want to open up with them? They key players that got on here: Jake Keegan, David Garcia, and Yvonne Parra.
So on one of our columns in the spreadsheet, it talks about how does it help a League One team, and for Jake Keegan, I just simply put, does it actually help? Does it? Question marks. Because I don't know what the purpose of the signing is. Like, if you're trying to say we're gonna have him be a key part to replace the goals that Trevor Amon provided last year, a wise man once said, "I don't think you have the facilities for that big man." And I'm just gonna say right now, Jake Keegan does not have the facilities to make up or even contribute to that.
Yeah,
all.
I've got Keegan as a depth option for sure. Behind,
I hope so.
Yeah. I mean,
Cardio Keegan is back.
but I mean,
I'm just saying.
He still, I think he still has some gas in the tank to contribute some goals off the
Light
bench
is on.
or yeah.
There's gas, but the light's already flashing. Like, it's telling you, you need to go to the station.
You get his old chain, son.
Like, I mean, he only scored 4 goals that weren't penalties last year.
I mean, in fairness, that's like the top scorer for the team. But
Yeah, they didn't score many. He scored some beautiful ones in the early part of the season.
Yeah, like I said, if Noco went with the we think Parra is going to be back at his best, and that's going to be our main guy to replace the goals that Amon's leaving. Okay, that makes complete sense. Bank on Parra. I get that.
Or
If they're saying Jake, if they're saying, if that's what they're saying, fine. If they're saying Jake Keegan's going to be a key contributor to replacing those goals, absolutely the fuck not.
No.
And
Let me ask you this right
now Noco's owner is going to clip this and save it. And when we get to the final game of the season, and maybe I go visit again, I'm going to have that clip played in front of my face.
Probably so. Let me ask you this: if I gave you the over under of Jake Keegan at 5 goals, would you take it?
Under.
this season,
Yes.
at NoCo, under.
Under.
Okay.
You said 5?
Yeah, 5.
We'll do
I would say
5.5 so we can't push.
Even.
Okay.
No, we're doing 5.5 so you can't push. Over under 5.5. I'm still saying under.
Under then. Yeah. I mean that for a depth option forward, that's a good number. I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
In this league.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he hasn't scored less than 4 in a season, and that was his return to Greenville in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So,
No.
I wonder if Noco management looked at Keegan and then looked at Trevor Leavin and was like, "You look like him. You can do the same job, right?"
What kind of wish.com ass thinking is this?
I mean, for Noco, I mean, I still think that's a tricky place to go play at, but I just wonder. I don't know a lot about their signings, but I know like Leon Fola leaving was a pretty big one. I think their goalkeeper resign is probably the biggest offseason thing because he saved them a lot of points. Like, he's a top 3 goalkeeper in this league, and I think him being fully more settled in the year 2, I think he can definitely push to being goalkeeper of the year in this league.
I'm curious to see how the midfield shapes up, just because, yes, you kept Marky Hernandez, you lost Norty, and I think that's going to be huge. And then you don't have Arthur Rogers, more or less, being a quasi midfield. I'm curious about how the midfield functions, because the back line will probably be fine. I mean, they brought in David Garcia, which helped, even though they lost Cornwell and Fola. They got David Garcia. They still have Brett Evans, so at least there's guys there in the back. And we talked about the attack already. I do think the midfield is kind of where I'm like, if Noco wants to build on what they did last year, that midfield is going to have to replace what was lost.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, they still have Billy King. Don't forget about him.
Yeah,
that's huge.
That
to
is
retain him.
Nah. I mean, I think Arthur Rogers is. I mean, it's a sign that I'm pretty sure. I mean, a release they had to be planning for. Like, he had to know, like, all right, this guy's not
Yeah.
staying.
Oh yeah.
You
Well,
know?
and I think Bruno Rendon is going to fill in just fine for him. I mean, and Zayad's convinced he said he's the best right back in the league, is what he told me.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that.
So, I mean, he's really talented, and I think he'll fill in just fine. So I
I'm,
think
I'm
that.
honestly
I'm looking
shocked
for
that
Bruno.
Rendon re-signed in this league. He should have moved up.
Yeah. So a lot of guys that I'm shocked re-signed back to League One. Kind of makes you think they did space it up in the championship is kind of getting limited.
Mhm. Yeah, not really.
Yeah, probably not.
There's going to be some teams that fall, and so there'll be some spots that open up. Looking at you, Hartford. I don't know where we are. Sorry,
Yeah,
had an emergency at work, but I'm back, better than
I'm
ever, and I'm sad I missed the Keegan jokes. Can we go back to it? What do we do? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna
Basically,
derail.
he doesn't have the facilities, and he is Wish.com Trevor Amon. There you go.
Wow.
And the consensus is under 5.5 goals, right?
Is that the line we're using? 5.5?
because he had so his lowest scoring output is 4, and that's with Greenville in 2022. So I set the line at 5.5. I'm gonna go over. I think he will get it.
You're gonna give him.
I think he will
goals
get
over
6. I think he will get 6
I will
goals.
buy a Keegan jersey if he gets 6 goals.
I think if he had an Arthur Rogers with him, he'd probably have 8 or 9.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, you're playing at NoCo and you got those people behind you. Like if you play every game, you're scoring 6 goals. I don't care who you are.
That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, if Arthur Rogers was there and he was an everyday starter, he'll stumble his way to 6. Sure.
Hey, yo,
yeah, that's
Arthur
fair.
Rogers was literally passing out assists like they were like flapjacks. Like, here you go. Go and take it. I don't need a no out. Go and do you.
Nah, he's gonna pull a Wando and get in front of goal, and we're gonna still see that ball soaring to the moon with Carly Lloyd's in 2026. Okay, we're not doing this.
Bold to
6
think he's gonna
goals,
get a
I'll
chance to
buy a Keegan kit. Okay.
Hey,
Record
man.
that.
I'm gonna learn
mean,
the legend.
5
of
goals for a
Carly O'Keefe.
33-year-old journeyman like that's all you can ask. You know,
That's
Hey.
more than you can ask.
Carly
Yeah.
O'Keefe. I got faith in you.
Listen, if
It's
you're
the
not,
fact that you called him a journeyman.
Please,
I mean, at
I
this
mean, we were
point,
joking that he was going to end up in Spokane with Don Smart. So
Oh yeah, true.
Hold on, wait. Don Smart is in Spokane?
no.
no, he's
No.
not
Oh.
signed yet or
Oh.
announced. He's not announced yet.
Oh,
We had
boy.
been saying for months, like Spokane's just going to end up with Don Smart, Jake Keegan, just going to end up with every League One.
Are we gonna
journeyman.
call it the journeyman team? Is that what we're gonna do?
No, Spokane teams actually want to give a shit. So
Yeah, that's true. Even though we only wrote about one of their transfers,
hey, it's still a statement.
transfers, it's all signings because they didn't Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they did transfer one guy. They signed him for a week, and then was like, hey, you can go
Yeah,
to
Alexis
Tulsa.
Wahe.
yeah.
Right.
Never announced
Nobody
it.
had signed
Never
him.
announced him. And then he's just like, oh yeah, he's transferred from Spokane.
By the way, we
I read
signed
that
him and
press release
sold
like 3 times to make sure I was reading it correct. Because I'm like,
Yeah, same.
wasn't he at Omaha? What?
Surprise! That's
I was like,
exactly.
what intern in the league office messed this up?
We're not going the Rover route. That's crazy. Rover's hitting save instead of submit. That's wild. Is that how we're doing it in League One now?
Journeyman and
I
like,
guess. Are we done with NoCo?
Oh, that was so Noko. Yeah.
hey, I want that on the Tifo.
What?
Journeyman electricians.
Stop it.
Look,
That's wild.
NoCo, y'all could do that. That is, if you want, before Omaha claims their rival, you better get ahead of it.
Alrighty. I lost where we were. Yogi, take back over. This is your show.
All right. Well, I'm here now. All right, y'all. So now we're gonna talk about One Knox, aka Fort Knox. A team that, not gonna lie, we were very high on last year. They kind of crapped the bed later on in the season, but they made some improved signings, such as signing a key player from their rival in Lexington. Also, they got Kingsford Ajay from Tormenta, and Sean Lewis has resigned as well. So, guys, let me ask you this: One Knox signing, what is the idea behind them? because this team was kind of underwhelming for most parts of the year.
Score more goals.
That but this
Like,
seems
that's literally all it is. They didn't score
mean-
goals last year.
It's
Let
weird
me-
because I feel like part of them are like, okay, we're gonna try and score more goals and improve.
Yeah.
And then the other part is we're gonna loan up one of our better creators to forward Madison. And it's just like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on with this team because of the whole situation of the coach? It's like, how much of these moves are the players need to, because they've signed multi-year deals? How much of it is we got to get out of this toxic gas environment? How much of it is we don't know what to do with you? I don't know. I feel like Knoxville's kind of going with we're going to try and do better, but we're also having guys that really could help out leave.
Yeah. I want to
I'm
ask
not
this
sure.
because the profile I see Ajay is he's more of a creator, not so much a scorer. Like he can score, but to me, like his main thing is creating, like in those half spaces.
Mhm.
I still don't see where the goals are coming from for one Knox.
Well, there are two guys they signed. Those two strikers, and Shooty and what's Kempis? What I can't remember his last name.
Tequila.
Tequila.
Tequila. Yeah.
Hold on, pause.
He's like
Because I've been on
35
social
goals.
media for a little minute. This man name is Tequila.
Oh, Tekkee.
Yeah, Tekiela or something. It's like
German. He's
tequila or-
German. Yeah, it's like tequila or
Fuck it.
He
If
does
that's German,
look
I'm
good.
texting Jake asking him to tell me what it says. So I'll do that.
You got Jay Keegan number. Damn, Kyle. I
Not
was like,
that,
yeah.
Jake.
He scored like 35 goals
Give
in
me some
like
fucking
29 games
credit
or
here.
something when he was
Okay.
playing. So he was crazy. He got hurt and then didn't hardly play last year. Didn't score very many goals last year, but he scored a ton before he got hurt. And then Shuti just how many did he score? Like I think it was like 15 last year, something crazy. So they brought on a couple really big signings there in that regard.
Well, and they have Calixtra back, which I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
much that's going to help, but
Yeah, Calixtra and Castro like kind of scored towards the late of last season, the last part of last season, after Keegan was sat.
But I think even then, Calixtra is kind of in that same mold of like a false nine creator rather than a goal scorer. So you really got to rely on those two guys you bring in and hope they work out.
Yeah, and they got Rich Ballard from Detroit, and still have Frank Ross. I mean, yeah. So there's a lot of unknowns there. A lot of like wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll find their Kazai Sterling, or maybe they won't.
at least defensively they'll be fine.
Defensively, yeah, they're stacked again.
So I want to ask you this: like the two
Scouts,
signings they
right?
made, Charlie Michelle and Stuart Ritchie, do they help this team out in any way? Like get more vertical and create more opportunities?
Their back line is tall though, so did you need more vertical? I guess.
Like,
Mm.
I don't know if I'd say it would like help. Like, I feel like it's just like a neutral. Like, it's not going to hurt them, but I don't know how much it's helping.
Probably like for like with the people
Okay.
that lost. Because they lost Waldeck.
Yep.
Spokane. So they got to replace him with somebody, Stuart Ritchie. And then, you lose Villalobos, so Charlie Mayfield's probably a good replacement there.
Any outgoing signings from this team that you're like, all right, they're really gonna miss this guy outside of Villalobos?
Waldeck.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
so that's the one.
That's when I kind of realized, oh, Spokane's not fucking around. Okay. They're going to try.
They're gonna try.
Is that
They're
the
gonna give a good
bar?
look.
They're gonna try.
Look, I've seen one team do a Dave and Buster's kit reveal. Yes, the bar is in a Dave and Buster's parking lot. Okay.
Hey, bro, that is still hilarious.
That's still the best. I do. Did we didn't talk about Adaji, did we?
Yeah, we just were.
We
We
did.
did. I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind over here because
By the way, I'm passing hosting duties back to you.
Oh, me? All right. Because we're going to your team, is that why?
Yeah, that's why.
All right. So we're going to the team that should be wearing red, the Kickers. And we've
Yeah.
got to start off with the true journeyman, Terzaghi.
What you mean, journeyman?
I had to throw it in there
Also,
one more
I don't
time.
like this little note that y'all have made about him. At this point, he's there to basically be a good locker room guy and teach
Yeah,
the
he's
young
like-
kids from the academy, which is just as good as important for the next era of this team. You made him sound like Adam fucking Sandler.
He is not leaving Richmond.
Never.
He likes it here. He likes our city.
He's
And
never
besides that, though,
leaving.
I put he is the fucking GOAT. That's why.
Got him basically in the old mentor Yoda shit.
He's in
made
the
this
Big
week-
Brother Big Sister program right now.
Right, that's what you making him. You making him seem like the guy in the YMCA that's just there just for rec ball, just like.
Star Wars
Ah.
Force Ghost over here. Talking about-
Just making it
Oh
seem
my
like
God.
he's this old dude that sits at the park that you pass by, like the youngin you pass by.
Yes.
Thank you, Dave. Kickers are red. That is pretty well understood.
I made it known. I want the Kickers jersey to be as red as
Nope,
Nope. Whatever
No,
gang
no.
line you were about to say.
That's not what I was thinking he was gonna say.
Oh my word.
No, okay. So seriously, about Richmond, I think the thing about this team, and I believe that Alex would agree with me, is none of the signings have been eye-popping wow. Like, unless you are a ultra nerd of lower league soccer here in America, you probably saw these signings and were like, oh, this team's going to be utter dog shit again. But I believe that these signings are good. They are good quality depth signings, things that Richmond did not have. And also a little bit of bite as well, like the Maxi Shenfield. We know Maxi, he will get a red card because he will F around and punch somebody in the face. But you know what? Richmond didn't have that last year because we were chipping in goals. That defense was tired and looked like, you know what? I don't want to be here. Maxi ain't gonna let that happen.
Michael Hornsby can move the ball, but Maxi can defend.
Yeah, Maxi can defend.
Well, also I think with Richmond, it's like I don't think they're gonna go another half season without winning a game. Like that just seems. I don't think that's gonna happen again.
No, and the thing about like last year,
can't.
it was so weird. Like we talked about it before. Like the midfield was out of form, the forwards couldn't finish, and the defense was dog tired.
You can
I
hear the
was so-
pain in Alex's voice.
Please God, no.
Lord, I've seen what you've done for others.
Yo, I'm telling you,
I'm
dog.
trying to be nice. Like, no, it won't happen again.
Alex just whispered. He couldn't even get it out. He's like, please.
Hey, yo, I
Please,
swear.
no.
I truly think Darren might be the coach under the most quote unquote pressure. And from the fan standpoint, because if we walk out there against Spokane and it turns ugly and we lose that first game in City Stadium, oh, it can get wild. It's going to be some thick tension in there. So this team definitely need to get on the server. But
Thick with 1C or 3?
huh?
Thick with 1C or 3?
Like how thick?
How
Like,
thick?
Really thick or
Thick. Rhea Ripley thick.
Okay.
But no, I mean they made some good signings. I think the signing so far that I really am impressed with is the Arthur Boussois signing, right?
Yeah,
because this
same.
team lacked diversity in attack, right? Matt Bentley, I love him, but I'm gonna be honest, he fell off a cliff. Like the guy scored 6 goals in year 1, barely scores 1 in year 2. He's not coming back. But you get Arthur Boussois, a tall vertical striker or something this team hasn't had since Hernan, and that was in 2020. Like, it just shows that this team still has ways to grow. They also signed a left winger. I'm forgetting his name, but he came from High Point. Yes. Impressive. I'm waiting to see what he does in the preseason. Like, a lot of these things, I'm waiting to see how they work in the preseason. And then the guy, Alex, you know his name. The guy we signed from England.
James Vaughn.
Yes, James Vaughn. There we go. I couldn't remember his name for some reason. Him, I'm kind of wondering how he's going to be because the other thing that Richmond lacked in the midfield is a true ball carrier. Like you have Zaka, you have Neil. You had no one that could really carry the ball because Jao was pretty much Neil 2.0 and Suko was pretty much Zaka 2.0. You had no one that could really carry the ball like Ethan Bryan could. So I'm wondering if James can fit in that mode, or is Darren going to switch the system and put Neil more essentially, and then put targets around him? Because if you look at it, like Neil created the most chances in USL League One, is had the lowest amount of assists. That is a weird ass anomaly. Like that should never happen. So it's kind of wait to see with Richmond. But I just like the fact that there's more depth than there was in years past. Well, last year. I'm just saying, go back and look at the Rumble. You will understand why I say Rhea Ripley is thick. I can't wait for Elimination Chamber. I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. just to see Rhea Ripley.
We changed
Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax.
so
all
quick.
thick.
Boy, hey,
Oh,
I'm just saying.
What did just happen here?
Nia Jax likes me any day.
And the other one that we highlighted was Neil. I'm going to say his last name wrong. Vinyals.
Yes.
You said it
Yes.
correct.
Spanish maestro. Yeah, I just talked about him. Like, if you go back and look at it, he created the most chances. He was the only player from Richmond to be in the USL team first or second, and deservedly so. Like, this team pretty much, you could tell the shift in this team went from Terzaghi to Neil pretty much during that losing streak. And it was because Neil created so many chances.
Oh, but I can't call him a journeyman?
Ooh,
Terzaghi?
he's not a journeyman. Where else did he play?
I'm just fucking with you. I'm sorry. What should I call? He's a
Terzaghi is Aunt May.
a local Richmond legend, stalwart, something,
Yes.
whatever you got. I got it. That's all I got.
I'm still gonna say he's Aunt May,
Yeah, there we go.
providing
Wow.
great
I'm
guidance.
just going to say this. Terzaghi is still going to score double-digit goals. He's going to score a banger. Don't even look like that, Ev, because you know what's going to happen. This man had his worst season last year and still scored double-digit goals. It was still in the Golden Boot race up until August when
Are
he got hurt and we shut him
you-
down.
Are we confident that he's getting on the field to score double-digit goals?
You
this
be
year?
confident. That man is the starter. That man will start in Richmond until we got to put him in a wheelchair. We are rolling him out like Jordan in 03. He gonna score 30.
You see
We
my
gonna
face?
lose by 40.
You see my face?
All right.
Uh,
I guarantee you he gonna be out there in that field. 10 goals this year.
I
He
think
gonna
having
have
someone,
assists.
having Boswa up alongside him takes a lot of pressure off of him.
Yeah, it does.
You know, having someone, a 6'4" sizable person to his 5 foot, whatever he is, 7.
does
You know,
but didn't you just sign like 3 children in
No.
your forward and midfield line? Yes, you did.
They were already
2.
on the team.
2.
You forgot we
Okay.
did the most kids last year.
And CFC
Brandon
Light.
Johnson re-signed. Becca Howe is the left back. And yeah, that's it. Who only signed 2? They were re-signed. He played last
Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Johnson
Thank
signed
you.
professional. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
gone
that's
pro.
Yeah, and Simmons is going to UVA,
UVA.
but it's kids.
Like University of Virginia.
Yeah,
Yes,
Okay.
big time.
and now he's in the Jamaica U19 squad, so I can't wait for him to get called up and break my heart.
so
Um,
so
no,
he
I
broke
mean-
your heart for the Kickers, for club and country.
Well, no, he scored a goal for us, and I was
Oh.
excited for him. I'm just waiting for him to miss a goal in the Gold Cup final this summer, and then I'm gonna be like, well, damn.
Y'all
this
y'all
is-
are,
making the final.
y'all going to the y'all
Yes,
going to the final?
yes.
I love the confidence, man. Y'all gonna look fly doing it because that's a great capsule that y'all put out. I'm just gonna anyway. The final, okay.
The final. We still have 3 teams.
No. He's talking about Jamaica going to the final of Go. We're gonna leave him alone. We're gonna let him sit up there in his hopefulness. I know we're at 9 of 12 teams. I got the math in my head.
She lost count. I just want you to know that. She definitely lost count. She lost count.
I missed like 2 teams. I don't know.
She lost count.
Oh, that's hilarious. Tormenta, the youth to pro pipeline, they said fuck that. Because they went out and said, Aaron Lombardi, get over here.
Bro,
We got
ain't gonna
some
lie,
vet-
there's a lot of teams in League One that was built on the premise of like, hey, we're gonna play the kids, we're gonna have fun.
Nah.
And then they saw the taxes. It was like, no. Richard, the only one that was like, oh, that's cheaper? Yeah, bring the kids.
There are labor laws against that, sir. You got to pay somebody.
We're gonna have a 12-year-old at goalkeeper. Matter of fact, we didn't even talk about Pablo Hara being goalkeeper for Richmond. We totally forgot about that.
I saw it and then I was like, but.
Hey, ain't gonna lie, I deleted a couple of tweets.
Wow.
You know what? You needed a goalie, and you got a goalie. So.
You got one, yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, if this man make a blunder, I say this. I know he's gonna make one.
Okay.
And I'm already good with it. If he make a second one in the same game, I might have to come on that field and fight him. Like it might have to be me and him one-on-one.
So speaking of Tormenta keepers, who the fuck is keeping for Tormenta this year?
Former Richmond. This is what we call Richmond goalkeeper U. Drew Romick is the goalkeeper for Richmond Kickers. I mean, for Tormenta now. Full circle.
Yep, Richmond Academy.
Yeah. This
All right.
why
Long
we're
time
called
ago.
Goalkeeper U.
I mean, Tormenta basically had to go, oh, all of our good players that are leaving. Okay, except Jackson Corey. All right.
Perfect.
Everyone
Everybody
that
else
was
said
good.
I got a bag.
That is gone.
Dipped. They either pissed them off or they sold them off. So what else? I guess.
yeah, man.
Is that our vibes team of the year, or are they going to be the chaos team? No, chaos is definitely going to be. No, sorry, vibes is definitely going to be Fuego because we don't know what's happening there.
I was gonna say Lexington or I was gonna say Lexington.
It's Ford Madison, y'all. We just talked about them having a Hard Knocks episode. Y'all know it's Ford Madison. Y'all. If I told you right now, Galindo is gonna get pissed, and you give me a month, it's gonna happen. Y'all know it. That man gonna be pissed in May because he ain't playing a U.S. Open Cup game against Green Bay Voyagers. And he gonna tweet out Bad Bunny on a stripper pole and be like, the pole is mine. They holding me back.
Bad Bunny on the stripper pole is a wild sentence.
It sounds like a banger of a song. Don't get me. That sounds like a banger of a song.
Just saying.
I'm not
They probably don't need
doing
to
it.
in Spanish.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, Tormenta.
Tormenta, please. I derailed to the extreme.
But honestly, I don't know what I mean. Brandon put the two people in there, but I feel like Tormenta. Here's the thing with Tormenta: they lose a bunch of good players. We're gonna be like, oh, Tormenta might be in trouble. They'll find a bunch of good young players. It's just a rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Somebody's cousin who hasn't played soccer in like 10 years is going to come and score 15 goals, and that's Tormenta.
It's kind of like when you
With
take
Connor
Tormenta.
Doyle.
Like Tormenta is the team that we're not going to care about till like July, and then we're going to look up and be like, they're second. That's Tormenta.
Second is that's a high
But
line.
would it shock you?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
It
What?
wouldn't shock you.
Second, yeah. I'd be surprised if they were. Well, how
If
many?
you
How
said
many games?
playoffs, I'd be
how
like,
many
nah, that
games-
doesn't shock
How many
me.
more games did they play compared to everyone else? How imbalanced is the schedule?
Well, now with the balanced schedule, everyone's playing the same amount of games.
Wasn't that always the okay?
Yeah, okay.
No,
fair.
because
Yeah,
Yoko would have like
balance,
one
though.
game played versus everyone's 10, and they get like 40 games at home.
Oh yeah.
Well, if Noco would have their stadium fucking figured out, then we wouldn't be in this situation.
Yeah,
Bad Bunny brings all the babies up. That's a bad sentence. I'm gonna. I heard it.
No
I heard
better
it.
person.
After I said it.
Hey, I just want y'all to know Walking 90 does not endorse the hurt or endangerment of children in reckless situations. I say some pretty
Just saw
wild shit.
herself out.
I'll admit to it. I have said some wild shit, but that was wild. That was absolutely wild. Yeah. I'm just gonna add her back now.
Y'all have a good night. This is my
We're
last
losing
show.
Gio too.
That
Yeah,
was-
remember when they were saying the police are at your door? That one
Yeah.
episode. I mean, no, this is actually this is going to happen now.
Yeah. So, woo, Spokane. I like Spokane. Spokane's great. We should talk Spokane.
All right, I will talk about so Roman Metanier. If he has anything left in the tank, this is a really good signing for Spokane. Like, this is a guy who was one of the best right backs in MLS when he was at Minnesota United, and he's not that far removed from that team. I don't know how much he has left in the tank, but this is a guy where it kind of reminds me of Miguel Ibarra or Gabriel Obertown, where you're kind of like, this guy's got pedigree, and if he has anything, like, he could do really, really well. And between that and Waldeck, this is when I was like, oh, Spokane's actually giving a shit.
There's no way they can be playing him in fullback. Like, they got to be shifting him into center back or something.
Or they're going to just have him be they're not going to have him go forward as much and go up and down.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's what I'm wondering. Like, how much does he have in the tank? Is it going to be
How
all
old
right,
is
you're
he
going to
now?
just play like 34, 35, I want to say.
I'm just saying this right now. If he playing significant minutes, it's going to be a problem.
For him or for the league?
For him, them knees about to be sore as hell. His knees about to be sore.
Come on out. It's not that.
Oh, he's 33. Okay, he's 33.
I'm just saying, man. If he at that age now, where he see that 22-year-old winger doing all them moves, he gonna be like, "Hey, I'm out. Y'all can have this."
I mean, I feel 33 is not bad. Like, Tazaki's 30.
Why do you keep throwing Tazaki even in 30?
Hey, we saw Don Smart be able to do. I mean, he was still playing at 30.
Hey, Don Smart at one
I'm
point
just saying.
plays center back in this league, and he started as a forward.
But no, I do think though with Spokane, like this kind of signing, it is kind of more of it's more the intent. It's kind of signaling we're going to put out a competitive team. It's not going to just be I don't know who these guys are. I mean, between him and Waldeck, I don't know fully what's going to happen in Spokane, but at least it's kind of like, all right, you have my attention. I don't think you're finishing last, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think we're dealing with the season against Greenville on the 9th. So I'm going to watch the game just to see how Spokane line up and how they play, because I'm very interested to see how this team goes about it. Like, that's going to be interesting to see.
And they still have a lot of holes. A lot of
Plenty of
guys
time to
lose out?
spots to
Like,
fill in.
5 or 8? How many have they
How many
signed?
players they have?
Yeah.
11.
Okay, so they can put out a team. They can't have no subs though.
They're missing another striker. They're missing another center back. Missing a backup goalie.
Yeah. Oh.
So, everything.
Yeah. So right
That's
now they
fine.
got Waldeck. Luis Gill I would say is a good starting midfielder in League One.
Yeah.
All right. After that, I'm kind of lost on this. It seems like they signed a lot of
They got
guys. from the
Hackworth.
championship that are
Hackworth
like,
is a good. Morgan Hackworth is a good signing.
yeah, okay. But it seems like they signed a lot of guys that from the championship point of view, like they were depth guys there. That are like, it's pretty much like what Lexington was last year. Like, we'll get a lot of depth guys that were looking to be starters that come here and be starters. That's what it looks like right now.
Yeah, I think Marcelo Lage at center back, he was a starter at Vegas, if I'm not mistaken.
So the League One team in the championship outside of Hartford. That's great.
You know what though? It's still an attempt at something. It's still them
It is.
putting something out there and trying to give a shit.
Oh, that was so.
And their kids are
disrespectful.
not bored, so I give them.
Yeah.
They actually seem to be actually putting in the effort and giving a shit.
I think they're already better than what Lexington had last year.
Okay. Yeah,
At this
I
point,
would say it's going to
yeah.
remind me more. I feel like we're going to be a little bit higher on them, and they're going to let us. It's going to feel more Knoxville-esque, where we're a little bit higher on them than we probably should be. Because I feel like with Lexington, we were like, they're either going to storm the league or they're going to completely be shit, and we don't know because we don't have an idea. Well, now I kind of feel like it's more. I do feel like it's more like Knoxville, where we're maybe having them higher than they will be, but it's not like a bad thing.
Yeah, the midfield is the players they signed so far aren't the issue for me. It's just it's kind of like the same thing with Richmond. Like I don't see anyone on this list that blows me away. Where I'm like, oh, you got him. Like okay, and they got good solid pieces. I wonder I know what they're telling the fans is like, oh, we're going to challenge the trophies. We're going to bring home trophies. But inside, I wonder if they're kind of just like, all right, we're using year one as like a building year, like to build the team, see where we are, and then year two, we'll say F the kids like every other team in League One outside of Richmond and just spend like drug money.
So if they're doing it where they're gonna play through the build up instead of someone like Santa Clara who's saying, no, we want to be built before we come in, who has the better strategy?
Spokane, because they're an actual team playing games.
Spokane's got the stadium. They got the stadium too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But I will say
they're
this.
not
Spokane, I need you, Spokane, to actually put the kits on these players in your website, because right now this Photoshop EES job.
No, can we talk about it?
Go to Spokane's website, look at the roster, and
the jerseys look.
Go to the website and look at the roster, and it looks like it's not like they have their head, and then it just like did this Microsoft Paint like of the kit over them.
AI exists. What are we doing?
No,
go look at it and tell me.
No, it does look weird. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen any other team jerseys in League One, but I've seen Spokane's, and I'm not impressed.
What?
Like, I'm not. Okay, here's my reason why I'm not impressed with the jerseys, because you already have the badge, right? With I guess they're using the rivers in Spokane, right?
Yes.
But then they have like a bigger version of it in the middle of the chest, and it's like it kind of felt like they were going with pinstripes, and then they ran out of money because they're like, oh shit, we got to sign players, so they'll like give us the pinstripe that go curved at like 3/4. And they just stop. Like if they just go full all the way down to the bottom, is a better kit. It's just the fact that it stops like in the middle of their bellies is weird to me.
I at least say it's not a boring ass template kit, so it gets it's fine. It's fine. Like I'm not gonna say it's like a great kit. I'm not gonna say it's terrible. At least it's not some boring ass template.
Yeah, it's a year one kit that's decent.
They did better than Bay. They did better than Bay. So I'm
$90 is wild. Trying to sell that for $90 is a little extreme.
And absolutely.
Oh, it's a good kit. I like it.
Not $90 good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm also spoiled. So
All right. And our last written down transfer of the night comes from Union Omaha.
You know they're gonna come for you because we talking about them last.
Oh, well, then they should not be named you so that the document doesn't sort them at the bottom. I don't know.
Also, tell them to be mad at Chip for not being here, because he should have been the one adding these people.
Yeah, this is Chip's fault. Blame Chip. That's the new name of this episode. Blame Chip.
That's not the name of this episode. Elbows with their elites.
Like no. I'm not doing this with y'all.
Y'all know Chip had to go rub elbows with the elites.
Yeah, you know.
Either way, don't get mad at us. I put a player in because there was no Omaha players. I'm like, let's just give him here, nigga. Damn, you little. Yeah.
Yo, okay. I can't even pronounce that name. You wrote it. You say it.
Norte.
That's
he
a lot.
was over at NOCO and shit.
Wait, what? He literally played in this league for 2 years. And you're like, yeah.
Anyway, Omaha lost a lot of guys in the midfield. Basically their whole midfield and the heart and soul of it between Connor Doyle and Skiers and Brito. So to get Norty, pretty damn good get for them.
that we're gonna go with. I mean, I'm still concerned about them scoring, like, or getting the ball up there to score. They're not. It's not looking hot for them. Like, Scarce alone was it's a huge loss. So I don't know what they're
Yeah,
gonna do.
I mean, what they lost Connor Doyle to Tormenta,
Mhm.
Gears to Phoenix,
Mhm.
Burrito to
And
Rhode Island.
yeah, Meza to Memphis. So I mean, you lost a lot of tempo there.
But they
Well, look at-
retained Gallardo.
Yeah,
On the other
Mm.
hand, brought in PC, Jose Gomez. I mean, I think that's
The
those
defense
are
is going to
pretty
be
good
good.
names.
Yeah.
The defense will be good.
They got to stop a lot of goals in because everybody's just running through that midfield. So free for all.
Yeah, that's why I got
Playing.
Nuhu.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Nuhu in a back four.
Best goalkeepers in his league.
I don't know how he's still in this league, but I get he had the opportunity to not be and didn't take it. So there's no way you don't have offers after that championship run and you don't entertain the idea of taking it.
Or even the U.S. Cup run.
Right, that too.
International
no way.
Plus, baby.
Yeah, that international, it'll get you.
Yeah.
America.
International spots. I mean, this is the thing about Greenville. Like, I'm pretty sure they're gonna do it like how they did last year. Like, they're gonna play through their defense.
You mean
And
Omaha?
Omaha, my fault. They're gonna play through the defense, and then midway through the year, the offense is gonna just start clicking. And then September, we're gonna look up and be like, "Oh, snap! Omaha's third and playing in the in-season tournament final. Great. Let me ban everyone on Twitter."
I'm very confused about this in-season tournament, but that's another episode. Like I get it, but at the same time, I don't like it. Whatever.
It's gonna
Okay.
be fun. Somewhat.
But do you all think that they brought in this this new goalkeeper that they announced Tuesday, Wallace Lapsley? I mean, he's got some pretty serious numbers behind him. You think maybe they brought him in with a anticipation of perhaps moving Nuhu?
At first, I did, but then I saw your comment about how they re-signed Nuhu to a multi-year deal. So that, even that,
I'd say a contingency plan, just in case.
Yeah, because I'm
They
sure,
did, yeah,
I'm
he
sure
is-
Nuhu's gonna miss like 10 games.
What quad?
He is signed through 2025.
Yeah,
But
yeah. No,
What 4 tournaments are there? Preseason, season, in season, postseason? Or do we get a trophy for all 4? I don't.
Technically, you do.
Oh, actually,
I mean, technically,
Open
I guess,
Cup.
yeah, Open Cup, League Cups, Shield, and Playoff, but
Yeah.
You do the quadruple.
maybe one.
That was so smooth.
that was actually very nice. I applaud you, sir. Oh
you.
man. Wow, this episode is an hour and a half long. Kyle, you got some great editing to do. And there's people that stuck with us throughout the entire thing. So I appreciate all of you for watching the chaos.
Is that Dave, Ricardo, Paul, Gio?
Right. Like we did it, y'all. We got through some of the biggest transfers of the offseason so far.
Yeah. Put that part in so far, because I do not need no co-manager clipping shit about this and making tweets and subtweets about us.
I already told you, they're going to take my whole Jake Keegan thing, and they're going to play it for me at that last game of the season.
I
I'm just
swear I know that they have "I'll buy a jersey if Keegan scores 6" written
Oh, no,
on a
it's
sticky
already been
note
cold
already.
tweeted. Don't worry. It's already been cold tweeted.
I just want to put it back out there last year because y'all didn't have faith in Noco, and this guy did, and I got nothing for it.
Because they still didn't win.
But I won my bet, so that's all that matters.
Okay. I'm not making that crazy of a bet. I know, I'll set $90 aside for whatever jersey they put out. Because I'm that confident that, when I go to England, I'm going to take it and I'm going to spend it at a lower league team's like merch store. That's what I'm going to do.
Kyle, if Cardio Keegan scores 6 goals in League One, can we have you and him do an interview together?
If he wants to talk to me, I don't think his ass is going to want to talk to me, but
Like, how long before Kyle just gets annoyed?
how long before- one of us is walking off. One of us is walking out of that interview.
Boy, I'm gonna just be cracking jokes the entire time.
I will fly there just to be like, I don't even want to record it. I just want to sit here and
I'm
watch.
not going to, we're not doing this in person. Absolutely not.
Nah.
So that everyone can go to bed. Alex, please tell the people where they can find you on Twitter.
League One updater with the number 1. Alex RVA if you want to hear about more about Richmond Kickers.
There we go. Because we did have 2 kicker people on the pod. They are hopeful for a season. It doesn't get lower than what it was.
Oh
last
no, it
year?
can get lower.
Actually-
2018 and 2019. It can get way lower. That's why last year didn't even bother me.
I thought about it, and then I was like, you finished second to last. Last is still an option. So Kyle, anything for the people?
Happy Black History Month. Don't piss me off.
That's my line. Hey, what a great way to end the pod. Everybody, have a wonderful night. Be easy. Stop stealing people's podcast names.
Hey, remember, tip
Drink
your
a beer.
servers. Tip your servers, tip your strippers. And just remember, Fort Madison is YSL.
I gotta know that.
Just remember that. Okay.
Too bad. Bye.
You're the young thug of this community.
Truly humbled under God.
It didn't end.
Sure.
It didn't end.